Assalamualaikum everyone. Today we will start our meeting to discuss about the need for an accounting change program known as the Business Process Improvement, or we call as BPI, since our company has been experiencing significant increase in financial performance due to massive number of business expansions and collaboration. Since this suggestion comes from Ms. Soleha, which is General Manager of Financial Division of AirportCo, can Mrs. Soleha explain how feasible is the finance and procurement service delivery model to our company?
Okay, in order to answer your question, Dato', let me explain a little bit about the finance and procurement service delivery model. It actually is a phase to restructure the accounting functions, which involve relocating accounting functions centrally for better controlling and monitoring by AirportCo. However, the aforementioned model could only be implemented partially. The implementation of this service delivery model needs accountants to specialize in performing specific accounting tasks. Unfortunately, the majority of accountants that work under our company did not own a professional qualification. Of course, some people might say that we should let them take the professional qualification so that we can implement the model without any problem, but they didn't know that most of our accountants were reluctant to take the professional qualification. Regarding on how feasible is the finance and procurement service delivery model to AirportCo, I can say that since we don't have capable accountants, it was not fully feasible to implement the model in our company. In addition, the service delivery model was divided into two, which is transactional efficiency and strategic insight. For transactional units, it focused more on administrative accounting work, while strategic units focus more on crucial tasks, for instance, setting financial risk management, performing financial analysis, and many more. In the case of our company, our accountants were trained to do the work of transactional units rather than strategic units. So we can see that our accountants were incapable of performing the strategic and crucial tasks if our company want to implement the service delivery model. From this stage, despite of having many accountants in our company, we are lacking in the necessary skill to carry out the strategic accounting tasks since our accountants are not competent enough.
I think Mrs. Soleha made a good point, but I have one more to add. There was also lack of time and urgency in the implementation of the delivery model. In such a short time, AirportCo's accountants had to acquire financial skills and knowledge. It is also unlikely that they will have time to earn professional credentials prior to the implementation of the new delivery method. As a result, many AirportCo accountants were unable to adjust to the new delivery model due to lack of preparation for the strategic nature of their new responsibilities. I heard that since you became the new CFO, you have blocked accountants' promotion until they completed their exams. These make the accountants even more resistant and unhappy, which could make it harder for the delivery model to work. So, to make a long story short, the finance and procurement service delivery model was a good initiative by AirportCo Finance Division to improve accounting and accountants' efficiency and effectiveness, but it failed to consider the accountants' abilities. Even though AirportCo had many accountants, most of them lacked strategic skills. They were competent in transactional units like local site support and shared services center, but not at strategic units like business partnering and center of excellence. Hence, AirportCo's finance division should strengthen accountants' skills before implementing the finance and procurement service delivery model. The finance and procurement service delivery model would not be feasible until accountants are fully trained.
As we know, our company faces the increasing differences and inconsistencies between different subsidiaries. Did you identify what the difference? Besides, are this matter also give the implication to the changing role of accounting and accountants? If yes, can you explain briefly about it, Ms. SHUHAILA?
Thank you, Datuk, for the question. Me and my partner already identify, and we can say that there are the implication of the increasing differences and inconsistencies between different subsidiaries of AirportCo to the changing roles of accounting and accountants. However, I will explain further about the differences and inconsistencies between different subsidiaries. But firstly, I will let us know the differences and inconsistencies between subsidiaries is fragmented accounting practices that are not standardized. The second one is uneven work distribution of accounting function. Next, an integrated ERP system, interrupted consolidation process of group report, and the last one, unrelated tasks performed by accountants.
How about change in the role of accounting and accountants? Ms. SYAFINAZ?
Yes, Dato'. There are changes in the roles of accounting and accountant because of the difference and inconsistencies between the different subsidiaries. We identify 5 changing roles of accountant and accountants in our company. First, the changes in activities of subsidiaries. Second, the changes in it influences decision about allocating resources to subsidiaries. Third, critically assess the performance of subsidiaries through detailed report. Fourth, changes in identifying areas with high profit margin. And lastly, changes in ultimately promote the daily operation of subsidiaries.
After listening to Ms. SYAFINAZ's point of view, I already prepared with a proper and good explanation or example about what you are asking for, Dato'. AirportCo faced difficulties in evaluating the performance of each subsidiary as reporting format were not standardized in the variation in accounting system being used by the subsidiaries and in diverse functions. In generated report, they do not serve their purpose. In other words, they do not capture all the information needed precisely. Because of this, the accountant and top management will face a lot of problem in assessing, comparing and contrasting the business information of subsidiaries. I can give example of this situation where in the financial report of subsidiaries, the line item report might be different in the name and nature where it can lead to wrong financial analysis by accountants.
I would like to add some points after listening to the explanation from Ms. SHUHAILA. These disorganized accounting practices also have increased the time and expenses for AirportCo to obtain an agreed format to consolidate all the subsidiaries' accounts. AirportCo also needed to make many adjustments earlier than the periodic and ad hoc financial information were able to be obtained. Besides, the interrupted consolidation process will prevent the accountant from timely identification of business areas with high profit margin, as the group reporting was not smooth enough for matching and getting rid of the intercompany transaction.
Another point that have been explained by Ms. SYAFINAZ is exactly right. Next, the difference and inconsistencies between subsidiaries which are non-integrated ERP system also give an implication to the quality of management control and planning. Accounting information of our company did not effectively reflect the financial condition of each subsidiary. What can I say is this is not helpful at all of our accountants. When? Of course, when they provide advice to the top management in influencing the resource allocation to the subsidiaries.
Next, I will move to the changes of roles of accounting and accountants to our company, which is in the context of active participation in the business activities of subsidiaries. As you can see, Dato', the accountant involvement in the operation of subsidiaries will vary from one accountant to another due to their different workloads. This will cause some accountants to perform fewer tasks than their other counterparts while others perform more. Thus, accountants with somewhat smaller workloads might participate actively in subsidiary operations, but not those who are overburdened with more work.
Before you move to the other question, Dato', I want to add on the last implication. I want to let you know that even though the other works that are not related to the accountants, they are also being assigned to perform that. It can be assumed that there is a wastage of human resources. Not only that, it also did not add much value to our company since it prevents the accountant from facilitating day-to-day subsidiaries business operation in a strategic role. Hence, can conclude that AirportCo failed to allocate resources in the best interest.
I just got information last week that our company will centralize its accounting function. I would like to know the reason and the implication from this decision.
Question, Dato'. Actually, there are several factors that prompted AirportCo to centralize its accounting function. For starters, centralizing accounting function can help subsidiaries' decision-making activities and processes. The elimination of reporting to the head of subsidiaries will accelerate accountant information provision processes. AirportCo top management will now have a shorter lead time before receiving accounting information because the reporting path has been shortened. They will be able to provide timely, consistent and reliable information to AirportCo top management in order for them to make strategic business and accounting decisions such as allocating necessary financial resources across the group. Because the aviation industry is constantly changing, AirportCo must make a quick decision in order to maintain its competitiveness. The centralization of accounting function will enable AirportCo to effectively monitor the business activities of its subsidiaries. A more integrated accounting function and system will improve the responsiveness of accounting practice and information by providing more current, instantaneous, and valuable data to top management for real-time monitoring and controlling instead of relying on the head of subsidiaries to report on business performance. AirportCo top management can now scrutinize the subsidiaries directly. Additionally, by centralizing accounting tasks, AirportCo will be able to handle commercialized transactions on behalf of the subsidiaries. The CFO advises the AirportCo subsidiaries not to maintain their accounting duties, which are seen as ancillary service, as they should only concentrate on providing their revenue-generating business operation. AirportCo will be granted of the uniformity of accounting software, policies, workload, and procedures by handling the accounting and transaction process on behalf of the subsidiaries. This will result in superior accounting and reporting quality for the top management.
I have a few things to add based on what Ain has answered just now. I think by following the centralizations of accounting functions, accountant will be assigned to various units, including the business partnering, center of excellence, local site support, and shared service center. They will no longer take on unrelated tasks that add little value to the company. By doing this, accountant will have job specialization, the training as well as accomplishing impacts of which will allow for the efficient delivery of finance and procurement services to subsidiaries and the group. Centralizations of accounting function would then enable the finance team to achieve a greater scales of economies by consolidating all of its resources available to be completely and effectively used. Apart from before the BPI, accountants will be able to help each other. As a result, our company could save money by lowering overhead and cost to serve, as well as utilizing the abilities and knowledge of its accountants and also accounting personnel. As Dato desires to raise the accountants their status, the centralizations of accounting function can help it, and subsidiaries will no longer view them as subordinate because they undertake the company, the parent's company responsibility for now. Lastly, the centralizations of accounting function will narrow the performance barrier that existed previously between the finance division and the capacity owned by accountants who were previously placed at different subsidiaries. So, in my opinion, I think it will enhance and help the company growth of subsidiaries by delivering tasks with strong business value.
Next, I would like to know the role of business advisory and how should the business advisory role of work in our company?
Dato, please allow me to answer that question. At AirportCo, the business partners, departments, accountants act as management consultants. They are tasked with overseeing the performance of subsidiaries and other important activities such as the development of new airport projects. The management consultant's role also includes the preparations of budgets, forecasts, estimates, and determination of initial costs of future operations. Management consultants can also help make businesses visible and help them achieve their goals. Additionally, they need to keep abreast of the latest development and changes in business and conditions in the industry. Last but not least, management consultants also carry out employee performance monitoring and evaluation processes. Therefore, these are the roles AirportCo expected from its business partners, but these roles overlap and are misunderstood by AirportCo. That's all from me. The other question on how business advisory should work in AirportCo will be answered by my colleague HAZIQ.
Right, thank you, Faris. I will now answer the question of how business advisory will work in AirportCo. So, considering that both units fall under the umbrella of Strategy Insight, the contents at the Center of Excellence should be crucial in business advice projects. Another flaw in AirportCo's business advice strategy is the division of strategic insight units according to the targeted service groups. As a business advisor, the users who are being targeted should include both entity level and group level users. Business partners appear to follow the guidelines for financial risk management, sourcing, and purchasing that were established by accountants in the Center of Excellence. The business partner unit's job scope and the duty of business advisory, however, do not align. Therefore, we need to suggest a better delivery model structure. The function of business advisor should be done by the very best accountants in the field with a thorough understanding of AirportCo's operations and management. So in conclusion, I would say that AirportCo's management is the focus of the business advisory on the business partner unit. So high-level management involvement in management activities such as inventory management, budgeting, project finance, financial risk, vendor and contract management, tax, treasury, corporate finance and group consolidation should be avoided. So that's all I have to say in your response to your question. So thank you.
Last but not least is about the proposal from Mrs. Soleha, which is to implement of the business process improvement. Therefore, what are the consequences of this implementation in our company?
Allow me to answer your question, Dato'. As we can see, there were a few positive developments and outcomes for those who supported the BPI. As an example, the new accounting procedures have resolved the finance division's operational difficulties and improved the integration of management control activities, which was ultimately thought to be able to boost the group's financial performance. However, the introduction of BPI also triggered a lot of unfavorable comments and was negatively received by certain accountants. The introduction of the BPI was perceived unfavorable change that pushed the accountants to perform new jobs that were full of uncertainty as to forcing them out of their comfort zone. Also, some accountants believe that the BPI's result represented ineffective accounting systems and procedures. The continuous communication between accountants and subsidiaries has been obstructed by the new accounting structure. As a result, the new accounting structure was more complicated and rigid. Due to the improper workforce distribution and disregard for the degree of task difficulty and frequency, the work distribution did not undergo any substantial adjustment. Even in the era of the new accounting framework, accountants were still being overworked. The revised accounting operations increased the workload for accountants because it was expected that delivery times would be accelerated with stricter deadlines. Some accountants still compromise to the quality of their work in order to satisfy performance goals based on numerical metrics.
Does anybody has a suggestion about what course of action should be taken by the different group of accountants when we agree to implement BPI in our company?
I do have a suggestion for this issue. Firstly, I would suggest that managerial team should have a serious discussion and meetings regarding the accountants' concern. It is because changing from a traditional to a new system is a challenging procedure for them. They might have a pile of documents that need to be settled before the deadline, but at the same time, they need to adapt with the BPI to proceed. Thus, having a discussion with accountants to achieve a reasonable solution is one of a great action to be taken. As a result, both sides have to follow any decision that have been made after the negotiation. Another suggestion that I can think is from the perspective of the accountant themselves. They should try to accept these changes as a challenge to improve their credibility and skills. As an accountant, they might have some fears after the accounting system and process changed from traditional to BPI. They also might have some negative perception on the changes of the practices such as structures and processes inefficient, distribution of accountants and tasks are unfair, and it have a high expectation and quite demanding. However, they should try to adapt and treat it as a challenge to enhance their skills because it could help them to perform their tasks efficiently. They can be more active and creative in performing their tasks and help their colleagues, as it will also increase their motivation and improve their perception. That's all from me.
Ms. Izzah, do you have something to conclude from this meeting?
Sure, Dato' Vincent. So in this meeting, we can conclude that business process improvement BPI is implemented as a measure to enhance our company's performance. Concerning on how feasible is the finance and procurement service delivery model to Airport Company, Mr. Soleha said that we do not have capable accountant as it was not fully feasible to implement the model in our company. Ms. Syakila also added that the finance and procurement service delivery model will not be feasible until accountants are fully trained. In addition, the implications of the increasing differences between the different subsidiaries of Airport Company are an interrupted consolidation process of group reports and unrelated tasks performed by accountants. Next, the finance division has made certain adjustments to its procedures such as centralizing the accounting function because of numerous significant issues that occurred let it vary during the integration of the consolidation account. Thus, this has improved our comprehension of the responsibilities that are played and the communication technique used in various departments. Furthermore, business advisory are tasked with overseeing the performance of subsidiaries and the development of new airport projects. This also includes the preparation of budgets, forecasts, and determination of initial costs of future operation. The effect of applying BPI will be on routine tasks and the behavior of organizational members, particularly accountants. In the near future, we might observe that it puts pressure on the workers and places them in an unpleasant situation. However, the company will gain from this and the employees need to be open to the changes.